Good morning and welcome to Monday Musing. So today I'm going to take a little deeper dive into investments. So this is not strictly about economics, but these are questions that you may have if you follow any type of an investment um, uh, feed or anything like that. So what is the difference between an IPO, an SPAC, and a direct listing? So I'm going to go over that. So this is from the brew. So if you get the morning brew already, then you already know this. And if you don't, there is a link in the announcements and you can get it also. It's completely free. So what is the difference? So at the highest level, what used to happen is everything was IPO'd. So an IPO is something where a company goes public, right? It's an initial public offering. So for example, let's take the Container Store. That is a local Dallas Fort Worth company that went public a few years ago. So they had their IPO. So it takes about a year. The company's going to work with an investment bank and underwriters who are really large contributors of money. And they basically say, okay, we think that your company is worth X amount of dollars, and how many shares do you want to sell? And it all depends on how much money the company's trying to raise. But basically what they'll do is they'll say, for example, I want to sell, 1,000,000 shares. And they'll go, okay, well then I think based on what your company is valued at, then your shares will go for example, $50 a share. And then you will see in the news that they expected it to go for 50,000 and shares like went up to $200 or something like that. That happened with Tesla. Tesla's shares just like shot way up and they never did come down. On the other hand, the Container Stores, their shares did go way up and then they went way back down and then they sort of settle somewhere based on where investors feel like the company is valued. So that is an IPO. So early investors are able to liquidate their shares and the company raises new funds. So when they say early investors, a lot of times those are the people that started the company or the people that worked for the company early on. So a lot of times if you sign on to a private company that then goes public, the company will give you as an early employee an amount of stock in lieu of money. And then you can sell that stock as soon as the company goes public and sometimes make a ton of money like Tesla people did. So that is the IPO, all right? And that's the way it used to be done. But we're seeing more and more direct listings and SPACs, and especially SPACs. But we'll go with the direct listings next. So direct listings, they don't go through an investment bank or an underwriter, but they also don't have that stability. They don't have someone guaranteeing them. So the listing, the initial offering can be crazy. It can go up and down all over the place. So some companies, and Coinbase is a good example, they say, hey, we want to do the direct listing anyway because we don't want to pay a percentage of what we're going to raise to banks, which we would do if we did an IPO. All right. And then the third, you're seeing this a lot. It's a blank check company. What they do is it is a shell. So when I say it's a shell company, and you've heard of like the shell game where there's 3 shells and they put them over a coin and then the person moves them around and says, guess where the coin is? Okay, the shell is empty. That's the important thing to remember. There is nothing in the shell. The shell doesn't own anything. They don't do anything other than raising money, in this case, through the traditional IPO process, but then they merge with a private company and they take it public. So an SPAC allows for a company to basically do this sort of in secret. Because there'll be a SPAC, a blank check company that will work with a company that wants to go public, but you won't know about it because it's a shell. So it's not going to have the name of the company, right? So if I had a company called Angie Inc. and I wanted to take it public, but I wanted to sort of do it on my own time and secretly, I could do it with this blank check company. And it wouldn't be called Angie Inc. It would be called whatever I wanted to be. It could be called the Lamp Company until it's ready to go. And then all of a sudden it would go out as the IPO and it would be Angie and everybody go, wow. So those are the 3 different ways that you can go public with your company. So if you have any other questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.